going on, everybody? Guys, hope you all are having a fantastic day. I know I am. This video is going to be a little chit chat about Epic Universe and Universal's development plans, as well as what that means for the theme park market in Central Florida, theme park market in the USA, theme park market globally. So let's talk about it. Because there was an interesting article that came out of the New York Times yesterday, and then I was reading. Thought it was a little bit enlightening. And also there's been some announcements that have come out too. So real quick, let's just cover those announcements real quick. Okay, so number one, Epic Universe, we've known this for a while. We know Epic Universe opens on May 22nd. That's the official hard opening date to the general public. Hopefully we'll get some pass holder previews or something sooner. I already see there's rumors for Epic Universe that team members will be getting their previews very, very, very soon. So if you're AP, be watching your emails, paying attention on social media, looking out for if they sneak out there like an annual pass holder preview thing, and you got to jump on it like right away. Be on the lookout for that. Okay, so what was it? I think it was yesterday. Universal announced more information about the kids-themed park that they're building outside of Dallas, out in Texas, outside of Dallas. They said some of the lands that it's going to include, including a Shrek, a Trolls, Minions, Jurassic World, and some others. It's going to be a smaller park, and I think it's geared for kids. I think, you know what? Actually, it's in this article. Let me pull the article up from the New York Times. Because I want to see what ages. Some of the projects in it. Scanning, looking. It says Universal announced that its first Universal Kids Resort focused on children ages 3 to 8. So it's a theme park focused on children 3 to 8. Kind of a very narrow market, if you ask me. It says it would offer rides and play areas themed to movie franchises like Shrek, Trolls, Minions, Puss in Boots, Jurassic World. Again, like all these Universal Picture IPs or whatever. It says it's a 32-acre starter park expected to open in a year. So look, you're going to get Epic Universe in 90 days? Because today, look at that. Today's February 22nd, time of recording the video. So in 90 days, we'll have Epic Universe. But within this year, we're also going to have the Universal Kids Resort opening. Another thing that's coming that they talked more about a little bit yesterday is the Universal Horror Unleashed, which is basically like a permanent HHN, mini HHN setup in Las Vegas. It says here, I'll just read it to you guys. It says on Wednesday, the company announced that a year-round attraction called Universal Horror. I said like a Virginian horror. I can't say it. Universal Horror Unleashed will open in Las Vegas in August with tickets priced $59 to $149. 100,000 square foot attraction will include 4 haunted houses pegged to movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Exorcist Believer, etc. And of course, it will serve alcohol too. Okay, so we have Epic Universe, this children's park, this mini HHN in Vegas, right? 2 different regions that don't have anything Universal yet. Texas, 1. This location in Las Vegas, 2. We already have Universal, of course, Hollywood, Universal Orlando about to get Epic Universe. Another one that looks like it's definitely almost 99.99% happening for Universal is going to be a major new theme park development in the UK. That could be I think announced imminently. And then, they just finished up the expansion for Universal Hollywood, right? That just got finished up. That just got Nintendo World, etc. But I think the other thing that was interesting too that came out yesterday. By the way, most of this article comes from what's his first name? Mark Woodbury, who is Universal's theme park chief. So he did talk a little bit about also wanting to have Wicked Land. Here it is. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the article, it says Mr. Woodbury has still secret plans for significant attractions, so not a park, attractions themed to Wicked, which of course is another Universal movie. Quote, when I saw it, my first reaction was, this is a theme park waiting to happen. So it's kind of like, first thing is it's attractions. The other thing is, quote, this is a theme park. I don't think they're going to build a Wicked theme park, but definitely could be a significant land added maybe to Epic Universe or over at Islands of Adventure at Universal, wherever they have the space for it. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Wicked franchise, it's a mega franchise at this point that I think would be beyond successful. We haven't, rarely do you get new franchises that come along that can be true, amazing standalone lands, especially newer entertainment or whatever. So Wicked definitely falls into that category, I think, and it would be very, very, very immersive. I would like to visit it. Still haven't even seen the movie yet, but been to the store that they set up, the Universal, the Wicked store, or whatever, the merch location, and that was very immersive and fun. But I mean, we know that Universal can do those type of things, i.e., Harry Potter, Wizarding World, Diagon Alley, etc. I thought like one of the interesting things with all of this is, Disney in this article, I believe, I don't know if it was Bob Iger, I probably have to go back and read it again, but essentially that they're not concerned about Epic Universe so much, and that they do believe that it'll bring in more visitors, and that they use the quote that, rising tides raise all ships or whatever, right? So that if you bring more people into Orlando, that just means there's going to be more people coming to Orlando for Epic Universal. Those same people are going to siphon off and still, go to Disney. They're going to be just more people in Orlando that are going to then visit Disney. But, I mean, I guess that's the case, unless Disney just keeps getting too expensive or too out of reach for folks. That's a whole other question. The article did touch on, too, though, from Moffett Nathanson, I guess, is who created or came up with this data. But they estimate that roughly 10 million visitors will grace Epic Universe in the first year. 10 million visitors is what they're forecasting for the first year, which is a lot, especially, I mean, for a brand new park. That's a lot. So here's my thing. This is my thinking on this. Universal is definitely, they're in the growth phase, right? Like they are hardcore in the growth phase, building. The way this guy's talking, they want to build these little mini children's theme parks, not only around the country, but around the world. They want to do more of these little mini HHNs, not only in the USA, but across the world. You already have started to take like positions in the middle of the country with this kids theme park. Is Disney folks, we've always said, like, if Disney ever builds the fifth gate, it needs to be somewhere more accessible, not just on the East Coast or West Coast, but maybe somewhere out in the middle of the country, Midwest, Texas. Texas has always been like the spot that many people are like, build a Disney in Texas. But it looks like Universal's doing that. Like they are trying to expand. And it looks like with the guy in charge of Universal Parks, Mark Woodbury, correct, was his first name? I want to make sure I got that right. Mark Woodbury. Yeah. Mark Woodbury, is that he's not trying to just coast Universal. He's trying to make this thing like the number one vacation destination. For example, in Orlando, like he doesn't, according to this article, like he doesn't want Universal to just be a tag along thing to your Disney trip. It's always been, you're going to Disney World, you're coming to Orlando, you're going to Disney World for 4 nights. Maybe you get a single day ticket to Islands of Adventure because you want to see the Wizarding World or something, or you get a Universal ticket to go see Universal for the day on top of your Disney vacation, or you check out of your Disney resort, you spend one night at a Universal resort, and then you fly home the next day. It's not what he wants. He wants Universal to be like the premier destination in Orlando. And I've always been the one to say, like you can't compare Universal to Disney. It's not fair to compare the two. Universal's its own thing, but it's never going to be Disney. Disney's too big. Disney's got too much IP power. It's a behemoth. It's just mega conglomerate behemoth thing that you can't compete with. You can just try to ride its coattails or something. And it looks like Universal does not want to ride Disney's coattails anymore. And that's basically, I guess that's been the goal now for the last half a decade since they started building Epic Universe. And it looks like the construction and the development of Universal will continue, not only here in Orlando, but around the world. I can just think of right now, so they build this mega Universal property in the UK, which looks like it could get announced any moment. That means folks maybe that are in Europe don't have to spend the money to come to the USA for a Disney trip. Instead, they go visit the brand new state-of-the-art new UK Universal Resort destination. And then, you factor in with the Florida situation with Epic Universal, Islands of Adventure. Don't forget, Epic Universe is including 3 new resorts as well, including one that's like a flagship 5-star, if you want to call it that, the Helios Grand Resort. Maybe Universal does just become like that true standalone destination. In recent years, we know Disney, the brand itself, has taken a major hit. There's a lot of people that are not happy with Disney. They feel like they're being nickel and dime. They're not happy with the way that certain film franchises, television franchises have been handled. They're not happy with decisions within the parks, whether closure of Splash Mountain, now the backfilling of Rivers of America. There's a lot of bad taste in people's mouths when they think of Disney. I even wonder, if you polled like folks right now just in general and asked them how they feel about Disney, I would probably guess the majority would have a negative perception of the Disney company right now. I think so, like, and because they interjected themselves into the political and social war battles or whatever the last half a decade or decade really. Universal's kind of skirted that a little bit better. So yeah, I definitely think like Universal does have a potential to take a little bit of Disney's market share. I really do. I think like it could be more than just rising tides raise all boats or lift all boats or ships or whatever the saying is. Like, I definitely think there are going to be people that are going to specifically start coming to Orlando with no intentions of visiting Disney. Or maybe they just go to Disney Springs one night. Or maybe they just go to Disney for the one day. You know, like they do 3 days at Universal and then they take one day to go to the Magic Kingdom to see the classics or something. And then those classics are disappearing because Disney's getting rid of all their classics. The ones that people want to see are gone. I mean, you can make the argument at some point that like, what's the difference in Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, right? If it's all just packed with the same type of IPs and everything, that's another subject. But either way, it'll be interesting to see how this works out. I think for myself, as a fan of not only Disney but Universal, I want competition. I like seeing competition. I just don't think we've seen anything from the Disney side yet to try to counter what Universal's got planned probably for the next decade. I'm starting to think like, and I've said it already in another video or two, like we might really be truly looking at like a Universal Studios decade where they're just going to be building a lot of new resorts, new experiences, new attractions, retheming lands and attractions that will be, you know, tied somehow to Universal Pictures IPs and properties. It's pretty exciting. On the Disney end of it, I don't know, not so much yet. I used to say like Disney doesn't need a 5th gate, but maybe at this point they do. Maybe they do need to announce something that big. But that 5th gate, I've said before, can't just be another run-of-the-mill IP, just generic park. It's got to be something epic. It's got to be epic. Something that we've never seen before. Something more grand than any theme park's ever been done. It would have to be like the most amazing park to carry Disney for the next half a century. Okay, guys, that's a wrap on the video. Talk to y'all soon. Subscribe.